that I'm live here. Dashboard says I'm live. We'll make this more interesting eventually. But for now, I wanted to finish the drawing that I had started. So I see there are a couple people watching. If you let me know how the microphone is working, is it too loud, too soft? One of those couple people's probably me. So hopefully my audio's not bad. This is a brand new headset. Hi, Jesse. Good. Glad to hear that it's just right. Does everything look okay on the screen? You're able to see it okay? I had to change my Twitch password recently, so it's not showing up on OBS right. I want to make sure you guys aren't getting a bad experience here. And if that's correct, then I could just go ahead and finish the drawing and okay. I want to make sure that we were set up correctly before I got too far along. OBS says I wasted 3 minutes getting started. Okay, so if anybody remembers, this is where we left off the last time. I've been thinking about it. I'm thinking about trying to change the background a little bit. So one thing that I've done before is merge the background and then make a duplicate copy. Well, make a duplicate copy and then merge the background, but I think right now I'll probably I'll leave it. Probably want something with a stronger edge. Like a painting brush. It's all the way up. So I want to have some more voids here. There's a stronger. There we go. I have so many projects going right now. I wanted to get this one done before too much time went by. Because then 2 months later, somebody comes back and say, "Whatever happened to that picture you were drawing?" And I'll say, "What picture?" So wanted to get something. Let's try to see if there's anything that I can just get done, and then you guys would be able to watch it and have that, for lack of a better term, closure maybe. Oh, okay, we finished a project. There's a new game that came out that was recommended to me, and I would like to play it on stream and not play it before I and not play it off stream at all. Just start from the very first time I try to play it. It's similar to Chrono Trigger in the sense that it's kind of got those little sprite characters in it, and from what I can tell, it has some very similar vibes to Chrono Trigger. But um, I don't want to play that. I don't want to play that without finishing Chrono Trigger first. So it's called. Um, it has a weird name. I think it may not have originally been an English game. It's called Octopath Traveler, and I wouldn't have ever known about it, but one of my real life friends recommended it to me because he's playing it on Switch, and it just came out on Steam, and I have it, and I wanted to play it, but I don't want to play it and then not do any of the rest of the things that, not finish any of the rest of the projects. So that means I'm not planning on getting started with that game until I get some other things done. One of them will probably be Chrono Trigger because I really enjoyed streaming that and I want to finish that game. I have not gotten very far on it yet. But this was something that I could just do and be done with. So that's why I decided to do that this morning, and then it wouldn't be a this picture wouldn't be still hanging out there. And I don't know how long it will take me to finish Chrono Trigger. It could be a lot of hours. I usually do a ridiculous amount of grinding in it, and I don't think I will this time. So, yeah. Wet acrylic. What does that look like? Maybe I would like wet acrylic for a eraser too. So we'll see. I just don't know if it'd be a good idea for me to start up another. uh, my friend that suggested the game just sent me a picture of Bob Ross painting what is currently on the screen. So, Gary, you're hilarious. Um, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, I just don't think that it would probably be smart for me to try this other game until I finish Chrono Trigger, is what I'm saying. Unless nobody really wants to watch Chrono Trigger because nobody cares about it. Except for Jesse, maybe. And I do care what Jesse thinks. You care about Chrono Trigger? Hey, I like this background a little bit better now. It's a little more focused and a little less randomish. Yeah, it's one of my favorite games too. So I definitely want to try to see if I can get it done so that you guys are not seeing me bounce from project to project. I have enough of that in my own real life. I don't need to subject my stream people to that too. Boing, 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 boing. Squirrel, rabbit, kitty cat. Then it's just a little bit of focus would be better. I think that was something I saw. It was at work. There was a guy that posted something. I put it in my Discord. Said, if I had $1 for every time I got distracted, I wish I had some ice cream. I thought that was brilliant. But Jesse, you're pretty focused though, right? I've seen you digging. I'm gonna, after the stream is over, I'm gonna put this picture that he sent me on the Discord so you guys can all see what he thinks is so funny. What are you gonna do with 2 million netherrack dug? Are you gonna get 2 trophies? I mean, I think that you should get more than 1 trophy if you get the rank twice over. You are the dig leader, right, Jesse? Nobody's anywhere near. You ask them to disregard your score and you're going to be the dig leader? That's funny. Okay. You need some kind of trophy. Are you just still bored? Because I could give you something to dig if you wanted. Or is it because you're helping? Yeah, that's a good goal. Well, I was after making this a little bit having more sky, and I ended up with more green. So, you know, I guess that's a win. I don't dislike it though. It's a lot more green, a lot less blue. So, um, next would be trying to get some more flowers roughed in. Probably want them in a background layer. Hello. I should tell anybody that's watching that we do have a UHC in about 6 hours. So we will be streaming that for sure. This isn't as exciting because it's just me drawing, but if anybody's interested in watching that, there will be a bunch of us streaming it as usual. So if you're interested in watching that, you have that opportunity in 6 hours. 5.5 hours. Yep. You gonna watch that, Jesse? X X will be playing in it, so he's not gonna watch my stream. And definitely hoping that I get an opportunity to make it to the compound at the end. Hi, Onyx. I know you. You are a UHC champion. And hello to Hades as well. It's just letting me know that I was about to have an update installed. Like, no, not now. So this, the other flowers here need to be there so that we know that it's a patch of daisies. But you want one of them to be your focus. So we have to make sure that the rest of them are not as detailed. I'm looking a little bit at a Google image search. It's important if you're going to do any kind of art using photos off the internet that you are not using them, that you either are not using them for an exact. So none of these are anything other than a minor reference. I'm not doing anything that is an exact copy. I'm just looking at, okay, here's where the pedals kind of attach, and that's all I'm doing. I don't want to end up with a copyright issue on somebody's photos that they spent a lot of skill creating, because that's not a good practice to do. So just because I have the internet open doesn't mean that I'm copying anybody's photos. I want this to be. I'm having a hard time figuring out where I want it. I think I just got to delete it. I don't like it. Like it never happened. You guys didn't see a thing. There was one time when so your first thought when you're an artist is that you have to draw everything from your own brain. At least that was mine. It has to all be from my brain, and I can never copy anything. Turns out that real artists, professional artists, don't even do that. And I went to a conference on drawing with, I think it was Maya was the it's a three-dimensional artistic, like I think it's from the same company that does 3ds Max, I think. Oops. And it's um we were getting that at work to be able to draw concept pictures for the customer of products that we were developing. My company wasn't super into doing that. They were only kind of half attempting it. And then I got sent to this class or conference or something on using Maya. And so it was in Detroit, and there was a professional, those guys that they put them on commercials sometimes for car companies. They're the guys that do their concept for cars, and they're drawing, and it looks like those airbrushed things from the 60s, just these really beautiful concept images of the cars. And so he's up there in the front of the hotel conference area or whatever it was, and he's got Maya open, and he's picking photos, and he's slicing pictures of tires and stuff out and just putting it in his, and they aren't even all his photos or anything. Like, he got them from somewhere. And that was my that was an introduction to me about how you don't have to have everything in your brain and exactly copy something from your brain onto your art, because there are things that you can use as a shortcut that are not cheaty. That's where this long story is going. You don't just have to do everything the grindy way. I think about that guy that did pointillism, and you would know it if you if I showed you a picture, is the people on the beach, and it's all made by dots. That's the grindy way to do a painting, one dot at a time. I feel like I'm getting a little bit distracted though. Yeah, and that was his point, Jesse. You did a great job of summarizing it. You can shortcut. Don't do everything the long way. I do that in Minecraft too, because I was I dug out 9 full chunks. They weren't all blocks blocked up, but I was trying to make a platform that was 9 chunks, 3 by 3, and I didn't have a beacon, and I was using stone shovels and stone pickaxes. And then the question is, why would anybody do that when you could get a beacon and a diamond shovel and diamond pickaxe? Well, and you guys can all see that because I was doing most of it on stream. It was the new 114 server. I'm done with it now. Especially because X took pity on me and came over with his fancy diamond pickaxe and helped me finish it. And as soon as he did, it went a lot faster. Yeah, replace netherrack with air block. You should do that, Jesse. See if they'll let you do that in public. I don't think they. Well, they do have World Edit, but yeah, it does. It can take the fun out of it too. You're right. I think I feel that way a little bit. Just working on the center of this daisy makes me want to sneeze. I think this, now that I'm looking at it, this is too strong. A little bit. In fact, I don't like it. So I'm gonna clear this layer. It ruins the perspective having these all messed up like this, so these need to be, you'll see when this is done, but these need to be smaller because this flower is on an angle. So I recently purchased this headset, which hopefully the volume's gonna be a lot better when we do the UHC tonight. It'll also help me with Chrono Trigger, and also I can stream for as long as I want. And I'm never gonna run out of batteries because it's hard connected to it's USB connection. I also got a mouse when I did that, and uh, I hate it, so it's going back. Oh, thanks, Jesse. Glad that it sounds better. I also installed Voice Meter, so I'm going to be able to set up some various profiles here. So you guys will be able to, it'll be different depending on what game or application I'm doing. Whoops, I just dropped the pencil on the ground. Sorry for the background noise here. It's kind of important to have the stylus. So Chrono Trigger will have has a different profile than. Oops, that's the wrong color. It has a different profile than Minecraft does. And then this, the only audio right now, at least, unless I decide to put some music on it, is me talking. So sorry about that. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Look at that. That's so much better than it was. That looks like a flower instead of a kid drawing. I should fix this other one. Because this looks a lot. You could see, like, one looks like it's over engineered, and the other one just looks like it's a real flower, right? I mean, I hope I'm not just thinking that myself. Now I want to do that to this one. Because real flowers aren't going to be all super neat. Anyway, when I played Chrono Trigger before, it was blaring in my ears. And people on stream were saying, I can't hear it. So that's part of why I need a new setup. Hello. You are Infinite Falcon? And no worries, Jesse, if you have to go. Ooh, I got it right. Couldn't remember for sure your game name and your Twitch name. So I can put the highlights back on once I have the flower petals how I want. I'm going to do it. Now it's gone. That is what they call the nuclear option. So I do kind of want it to go towards the screen. Oops. Trying to figure out because you want it to have some sense. You want to have some sense of where all the petals are going to be, like what the tilt of the flower is. I don't like that one. I'm thinking. So sitting there doing nothing. I'm So UHC later today, then that's going to end up being more popular. And on the 114 server, we're talking about having the end battle, the end dragon fight next weekend. So we'll definitely be streaming that. If anybody's interested. I don't have a time yet. I still have to work out. We have Australians and Americans and Europeans, and want to see how we can get everybody that's interested to be involved. But if anybody's interested in watching the end dragon fight, that'll be next week if we can get the time zone worked out. We're going to be moving to a new server too. So the UHC will be great because you're going to win again, right, X? I'm assuming you're going to win. Let's see. Do I like that? Ooh, that's not bad. We're getting close here to. There's going to be about a week and a half that I won't stream at all, and that's because my family, we're going to Europe. I'm going to go to Scotland and Ireland. So when we do that, I won't be able to stream. You'll just have empty. It's pretty exciting because I haven't ever done a trip like that. Yeah, we have fish and chips in the U.S. We don't call them that. Or is that what your lunch is? You're actually kind of making me hungry, and I think I should probably have eaten. But I'll take care of that in a bit. Because I'm determined to get this picture done. Fresh, as in fish and chips would be fresh because in UK you're right near the ocean. Is that why? Hi, Dowski. I need to make these more obvious that these are coming towards you. Okay. There's a certain point where you just have to say it's good enough, and in engineering we say shoot the engineer. We may have reached the shoot the engineer point on these flowers. Smaller. Because the engineer wants to keep working on it until it's perfect, and by the time it's perfect, it's all wrong. And I can confirm that that's how engineers think. I spent a year putting in a lift assist at work. It was so bad that the guys out there were writing, we call them T cards, saying, "When are we going to get the lift put in? Our shoulders are all sore. When when is this coming in? We need to have this done because we're all in a lot of pain." So I finally got the project completed. That got installed, and immediately they're putting in more T cards for just how bad the lift was. So it was kind of interesting because it took a very long time to put in a product that they absolutely hate. It's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to have something that they would like. But I guess that happens. Can't do everything perfect. And you can't expect that if you're designing something or buying something that there's not going to be any problems with it. Sometimes you just have to keep the project moving. You're never going to be totally happy with it. But I wanted to be more happy than I ended up. It's hard when you go out there and they have to work it with it because of the safety concerns. They have to use it, and they're just saying, "Oh, we hate this," and you know that you couldn't have done anything different and couldn't have done anything better than what you did. So this would be a flower that's going to be out of focus in the distant background, so it's going to be mostly not there. Oops. But not weirdly smeared. Too much. Is a high Bob Ross feeling good? I know everybody makes fun of him. Well, maybe not make fun of him. I don't know. I don't call them happy little flowers. I could. I don't want my flowers to be sad, so maybe they are happy flowers. Who would want to have sad flowers? Maybe it is kind of Bob Ross-ish. Maybe it's a lot more Bob Ross than I thought it was because I don't want my flowers to be sad. I'm going to define the petals a little bit here, and then I'm going to smear it again. Because it definitely needs to be blurry in background, but I don't want it to be not so that it just looks like something white that you're not even sure what it is. And that's not abnormal for how I draw. Is you make something and then you erase it, then you make it again, then you erase it, then you make it again, and then you erase it. You're not erasing the whole thing, you're just erasing part of it. So it maybe wastes a lot of strokes, brush strokes and stuff, but eventually I'm happy with it, and then you stop having to watch me make the same thing over and over again and erase it. But I'm not happy with this. Hello. You are currently the cheerleader, according to according to Twitch. I remember you from the last time I streamed. I looked at your channel, I followed you. You play Apex, I think. Well, I'm an art channel today. I'm finishing a drawing I started a few days ago. Well, it's actually a week ago. This this was the stream that I did, and I got. Wait, was it this one? It might have been Chrono Trigger that I got when I so that I could be affiliate. I think it was Chrono Trigger. No, Chrono Trigger was on a Friday, and that one wasn't. It was Saturday morning, so it was this that I was doing when I got my invite to be a Twitch affiliate. So I wanted to finish that drawing. I suppose I can make it a world download. Too much Minecraft. I suppose I could make a download for it for anybody who wants it. There's no reason why I wouldn't. So I just noticed anybody who's thinking about art here, composition, we'll have this be a teach moment. Okay, if you look, this flower is pointed this way. This one is pointed this way. This one's pointed this way. So there is a problem with composition for that. And I was just about to do another flower that was pointed in the exact same way over here. So to fix this, I'm going to want to go to this layer, and I think I want to take this one here, and I want to rotate it. Oops. I also didn't want to do what I just did there. Undo. I don't want to stretch it. I want to rotate it. And then, can I move it? Yeah, move it just a little bit. Okay. Oh, thank you. I don't know that I would charge for the download. I'm not sure how I would even do that. Okay, so now this one's going like this. You definitely want to have some, you don't want to have everything be the same. So then I think that I want to have one over here that is maybe point it straight up. And then another one that's pointing back in like this. Something like that. So we don't want this to be too even or symmetrical. So I'm thinking looks like I'm gonna have a different, can't remember what pen I was using. Painting, probably acrylic. Nope. Although that does look not too bad if I make it smaller. Not that small. What? Why is what? I didn't see the, I don't know what you're responding to when you say why is that, so I'm not sure what to answer. Oh, you want some symmetry, but not a lot. Symmetry can be boring. You had symmetry in art is you have to have some, otherwise it looks like you just everything's too random. But symmetry makes it, symmetry doesn't occur in nature, so our brains are more wired towards seeing things with a bit of attractive randomness to them. And if you make everything too symmetrical, the brain is telling you that it's almost like a matrix thing, right? There is no spoon. It breaks the illusion of it being a picture that you, oops, the layer is empty. That's why it's not working. It kind of breaks that illusion that what you're looking at is something that is a real picture. So you want to have some extra randomness to say, okay, this wasn't just a coincidence that everything is super even. It's hard to say. So I also have, to go back here, I have two real big flowers here, but then I have this line that I created here and another line here. And then, so that isn't good either, because you want these to look like they're part of the same thing. So the fix for that would be to take this one and move it, down here, so that you kind of want, here, I'll clear it. If I've got this blob here and this blob here, I want the top row to interact with it. So if I bring it down like this, that will look a lot better than having it up here. So composition is like an engineering project. We are getting close to shoot the engineer and move on time, but I don't just want to have it be crap either. So if I bring it down here, hopefully the people that have seen the before and after can see that this is going to be a lot better composition. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Revert, reset. Reset. There, I think that's better. And then I can work on the center of this flower here, this other one. A little bit of green. Am I on the wrong layer? No. Yes. Doesn't work right if you're on the wrong layer. So I'm sure all this stuff is stuff they actually teach you if you go to art school, but I didn't. So sometimes I think it would have been benefited me quite a bit to go to art school and learn that in a way that I'd actually be better at it and not have to figure it out the slow way. But some people can pick up hobbies and do pretty decent at them. Just, I would never be able to be a professional artist. It, it's too slow, and I make a lot of mistakes. Or we're gonna Bob Ross it, right? I make a lot of mistakes, but there are no mistakes, only happy accidents, right? I want this to go a lot lighter. Okay, so I'm going to put suggest in some yellow for these background flowers. I want it to be obvious that they are actually full daisies that are open. A little bit of erase for the blur. And then I can get rid of that. Delete. I'll just clear it because I might be able to use that later. And then what I want to do here is I want to make sure that I'm in the right layer. Yep. I want to cut the bottom off on these a little bit because on a daisy, they have a flat base for an unopened flower. Oops. And then I'm going to smear it. I don't know what smear I've got. Not that one. So this will make it 3D again. So this one is going that way. Okay. Then you. It's a little bit more here. And then I think if I do a couple of large, but in the background, just to say that this is not the only, if you've ever looked at fields of daisies or whatever, there's everywhere. So we want a few more, but they're not anywhere close to us. They're behind leaves in the background, stuff like that. I want it to look like there's daisies everywhere. Since they're so happy. But you don't want it to be in your face. You just wanted people to say, oh, there's a lot of them. Not even say it. Somewhere in the back of their mind, they're thinking that, and they may not even register that there's all these, what these white blotches are. Just makes the picture something that people look at more than a couple of seconds. That's what you want. I don't like that there. Just right at the edge of a leaf. Okay. So then the last thing is to finish it would be if I want to put in any detail. Like I'm thinking It's purple, but darker and grayer. Like this. And then we're not going to leave it harsh lines, though. We are going to smear it a little bit. This adds one extra level of 3D to it. My hand's shaking a little bit. It's not that I'm nervous. I don't think I am. I think I'm sitting kind of weird. Oops. So I think we're going to be just about done here in a second. Not a second, in a minute or two. For anybody that's wanting to do something else, including me, who's hungry. Well, thank you, Mr. Saturn. Are you out of work? Nearly. Okay. Do they know that you're on your phone? Shush, he says. I see nothing. I'm trying to get the right eraser here. Or not eraser, the right smear tool. That one could work. 10 minutes and then you're off work. So I really did use that whole 2 hours just to finish this drawing. Oh yeah, that'll work. See, it's still there, but it's not obvious. Thanks. Thanks, Funky. It's just about done. And then I will have finished something. And it will feel good to have finished something. Thanks, Dowski. This is better than that weird pink stuff that I had before. Which I am glad that I erased. And none of you saw at all. See, the difference between me and Bob Ross is I actually can undo, and he can't. Did you guys know he was like a Marine? He was a military guy. I don't remember what branch. Might have been. I'd have to look it up, but he was a military guy. And I don't know if he just wanted to get away from the seriousness of that job to just paint and enjoy life. That doesn't, I mean, that makes sense to me. I would want to do that. If you're going to have happy little flowers, there was a trend, I think it was, I mean, starting with Batman, the movie, Chris Nolan movie. Everything's got to be dark, and we have to recognize that the world is not as lovely and happy as the June Cleaver from the 50s. And so now we've had this trend where everybody's got to have gritty superheroes and flawed individuals, and nothing can be happy anymore. And the real world isn't happy. It just isn't. But that doesn't mean that you can't ever have something that is a little bit happy. I don't know, that does sound a little bit like Bob Ross, doesn't it? So, what do you guys think? The only thing that I'm a little concerned about is the flowers seem to be floating above the greenery. I'm wondering if it'd be good to have some stems showing. So I'm going to get this green, probably a medium green. One last layer here. And then if I put in a little bit of stems, we're going to have to smear these too, but so then these are anchored. You would see this in a real flower patch anyway. You don't want it to be, you don't want the line to be too harsh, but it still has to be there. Because if it's harsh, then they're going to focus on it, but if it's just kind of there, then you get everything else is all brushy and blurry. But then you have these lines here that they're kind of telling you, okay, it exists in more than one texture. There. You think it's done, X? We have some dark areas. Let me do composition stuff again. So we have a flower here, another big flower here, got a medium flower here. Then if you were to try to draw a line, what? Oh, there's a button on the side of my pencil. I think I keep on the stylus. I keep tapping it. That's why I've got to get used to that. So then this wraps through like that. And then there's another line here. We also have this direction. So there's some good composition things going there. Then the only thing that I can think of is if it would be a good idea to have something really dark in the background. I'm going to get an airbrush. Darken this up in the background. I just went with the purple that I already had because it's a contrasting color. Purple usually darkens stuff up quite a bit real easily. See, will that work? Nope. Could use undo layer mode here. Maybe that'll work. And then it ended up being too much. Yep. A little bit less smear. So lighter, smaller. Just wanted to get rid of those weird edges there. And then I think I'm going to have to call it done. Then I want to do nope, littler. It's weird not signing my name because that's not my name. Guess I'll have a new signature. There we go. Call that done. And I will make it available as a download once I figure out how to do that on the Twitch channel. Anybody have anything? Any questions or anything? And then I will see you guys again in, let's see, 4.5 hours for the UHC. Thanks for the stream, guys. Bye.